All right, guys, we're here today to discuss two heavy hitter trucks. The first one, an Audi Q7. The second one, a Lamborghini Urus. What do you guys think? Let's take a look at the Lamborghini Urus right here. Wait, hold up. That is an Audi Q8. Sorry, let's try that again. All right. Okay, guys, we're here today to discuss two heavy hitter trucks by Audi. The first one's an Audi Q7. The second one is an Audi Q8. Both these cars are priced at $102,000. How do they compare? Let's find out. So there's no lying, but I love this truck. I mean, I know we're comparing two trucks here, but man, look at this frickin' truck. How sexy is this truck? Look at this frickin' grille, man. Look how big and black and beautiful this grille is. This grille is badass. Look at those lights. I mean, sorry, Q7, but look at those lights. I will say though, the Q7 actually does look lower than the Q8. The Q8 looks like it's bigger wheels, diameter-wise, but the Q7 looks lower. Is the Q7 bigger? Yes. The Q7 is actually 45 millimeters longer and 15 millimeters higher, but it is 35 millimeters skinnier. So 35 millimeters right here, 35 millimeters right here, but it is slightly higher and it is about 4.5 centimeters longer. So one of the main key differences about this choice, because that's really what it is, the same price point, so what do you pick? Now, the only reason one, in my mind, would buy a Q7 is for the 7-passenger. That is the only reason you're buying a Q7. Otherwise, you're buying a Q8 every time. There's no choice about this. So one of the key differences I noticed is the door handles. The way these doors open. So the back door in the Q7, it's cable. I simply pull it, it unlocks. The Q8 doesn't work this way. The Q8, I have to pull, and if I pull it quick, watch, it doesn't open right away because it's electric. So a slight pull and it unlocks. So it's more gentle, but if you're trying to ram it open quickly, it's not as quick. So let's try that again. So there is a delay. And I noticed that from getting out of the back seats. Both of these cars have black optics. So there's no chrome on the car except for the decals on the side of it. Both cars are all black. Q7 looks awesome in black everything. Both these cars have air suspension, so they're both in dynamic mode, so they're as low as you can get. The Q7 actually does have a special edition package, so it does have some carbon on the side, and it's got 21-inch wheels versus the Q8 has 22-inch wheels. They both come pre-tinted on the back windows from factory. On the inside, the Q7 does actually take the winner on this. I do prefer these seats in the Q7 than the Q8 seats. These are diamond stitched versus those are not. They are both massage. So the massage is the same on either. In the back, the length of these doors are longer in the Q7 than I found in the Q8. And in terms of rear seating room, because that's important, if I get in here and I take a peek at headroom, how does it compare against the Q8? Well, let's go find out. It feels exactly the same as the Q7. There is no difference. This window sort of makes me feel it's more airy, but inside I feel exactly the same as a Q7. There's no difference. These seats feel like a Q7, probably because they are a Q7. The back of this seat here is exactly the same as that Q7. So from sitting here visually, there's no difference in terms of comfort. I feel exactly the same. Obviously, because we're talking about size, that's why I'm sitting in the back seat. So on the front of these cars, what I've noticed is they are what I like to call them police interceptors, because these look like radar jammers, but actually one is for your ultrasonic radar, the other one is for laser. So they both have two different systems now in the Q8 versus the Q7 simply just has your typical fog light replacements as your radar, but no laser. All right, so both these cars are equipped with all-wheel steering. The A4, as a comparison, does a full turning radius in 11.4 meters. The Q8 does it in 11.8 meters. So basically they're about the same, but the Q8 and the Q7 has the same turning radius with all-wheel steering as an A4, a car much smaller than both of these vehicles. Let's go inside and see the back on how much trunk room one gets with the measuring tape. So on a Q8, on the seats fully back, in the center of the vehicle, you get 42 inches. Let's compare that with a Q7. Rear seat all the way back, you get 44. right to the plate here. 44, yep, exactly 44. So you get 2 extra inches in the back here. The car is 4.5 inches longer, but you get 2 inches in the trunk. Does that make a difference to you? All right, guys, so if you watch some of the other videos, you'll see I did one with the 2018 S7 versus the 2019 A7. And in that video, I go in pretty good detail on the full MMI system, Audi's new 2019 MMI system. So I'm not gonna go through a lot of that today, but what I do wanna show you though is some of the extra features that the Q8 does have over the Q7 on the inside. So one of the biggest things I noticed in terms of both of these cars is, like I mentioned, the other one is the camera, because the camera on big vehicles are very, very important. So I get a full overhead camera here, and if I wanna do a 3D version, which is new on this model here, is I can do a full rotation augmented reality, and I can see exactly where I am. There is a fire hydrant in front of us, so I can sort of move things around and I can see exactly where I am with respect to that fire hydrant parked there and the curb. So that is key on a big car like this. On smaller cars, you probably don't need it, but on a big car, you can do that. And it doesn't show you the exact car you're in, obviously, because the Q8 we have has a full sunroof, and this one doesn't, but that is one of the best features, I think, about a vehicle of this size, that you can do that. In terms of air suspension, you can raise it and lower it and all those things. And in the other video, I showed you how to go through navigation and news and weather and those type of things. One of the things I've noticed though is some of the stuff that they've used on the Q7 is basically in this car. So like I talked about, the seats, the steering wheel, all the buttons, they're all kind of the same. It's just the center and these center features with the MMI that is different. The dash obviously is different, but everything else is the same. These doors, pretty much exactly the same. The mirrors, pretty much exactly the same. The seats, pretty much the same. The headliner, the same. There's not really much more besides the dash that is different. On the outside, totally different ballgame. The outside of this car looks mean. It's beautiful, and you know, obviously if you like black, the Q7 in this specific case is gonna appeal to you a little bit more maybe, but this car is the perfect size. To be honest, this car should have not been called the Q8, it should have been called the Q6, because it's slightly smaller than the Q7, it doesn't have a 7-passenger, and it's that perfect size SUV in my opinion. What do you guys think? So in terms of if your dealership does not have a Q8 for yourself to drive, and you're trying to make a decision whether you should buy a Q8 or a Q7, because you don't know how a Q8 is going to drive, well, the Q8 drives pretty much exactly the same as the Q7. So it's not like you're going to expect something different. It does not have 100 more horsepower. They drive identical. Suspension is the same. It feels exactly the same. The height's the same. The seat's the same. So it's all the same. It's just the exterior look and the 7-passenger and the tech. So for that, would you buy a Q6, a Q8, or a Q7? Let me know.